Hi Connor, here's the feedback on the last question of the mock exam that you did the other day. There's a good opening statement here, strong opening, a statement with divided opinions. However, I think you needed a full stop and a capital letter there to make that a nice short sentence, and then go on with it may be believed and so on and so forth. You've used some nice linking words, however, and then again, your next paragraph you start is reasons that homework might have its values, and you've gone on to some of the good points about homework. And then, I like the way you've argued for and against. You've given reasons for it and reasons against it, but overall you've come out with the decision that homework does have value. If we look at the mark scheme for the content and organisation, if we look here at starting at the lower level 2, attempts to match register to audience and attempts to match purpose. Well, I think you have done that. It's clear that you're trying to persuade people that homework does have its value, even though you've considered the opposite side of the argument as well. Begins to vary vocabulary with some use of linguistic devices. Now, you have used a variety of vocabulary, but you've not really used any persuasive linguistic devices, and they are things like rhetorical questions, alliteration, expert opinions, so the head teacher said so and so, or statistics, surveys, 70% of students said, and so on. You need to include at least 5 of those in your persuasive writing. And then if we look at the organisation, attempts to use structural features, some linked and relevant ideas, where your ideas are all linked, and you have written in paragraphs, and you have used some discourse markers. I think you have used them effectively. Things like as well as this, and so all in all. However, so I think you have made good use of discourse markers, but I think it's the linguistic devices here which is going to limit the grade, because if we look at the higher level 2, it says with conscious use of vocabulary with some use of linguistic devices. Actually, looking at the criteria for the upper level 2, I think you have met all of it, with the exception of this some use of linguistic devices. So I think we'll say it's going to be 10 out of the possible 24. Had you just included some of the linguistic devices there, then you could possibly have gone to, well, you would certainly have gone to the top of the level 2 and maybe tipped into the level 3. So try and bear that in mind when you're doing your persuasive writing. You need to include some persuasive devices. We can go over them again, and we will be going over them again if you've forgotten them. If we look at the mark scheme for the technical side of your writing, if we start off looking at level 3, sentence demarcation is mostly secure and mostly accurate, and the range of punctuation is used mostly with success. Well, there's no real issues with your punctuation. I would perhaps like to see a semicolon coming in there to show that you can use the range of higher punctuation. So try and remember to include a semicolon. Then uses a variety of sentence forms for effect. Well, again, you do. Your first statement of your second paragraph, a statement with divided opinions. I think if you put the full stop there, that would have given you a really good short sentence for dramatic effect. Always try and include a short sentence, because they do have dramatic effect, and it shows the examiner that you know how to use a range of sentences for effect. There's no problems with your compound and complex sentences there. Generally accurate spelling, including complex and irregular words, and increasingly sophisticated use of vocabulary. Again, there's 1 or 2 spelling mistakes here. Possibly believe you keep mixing up whether you're doing the I before the E. Independently, and you're mixing up the use of there. So you need to have a look at that. There is one mistake here. Oops, where are we? Here, where you've started the sentence with or. Or is a conjunction and needs to join sentences together. You shouldn't start sentences with or. So I think if you just said, this means that in a sense I do agree with that statement, or at least the part that says, and gone on with that bit there, made it all one sentence rather than having the full stop there. Other than that, it seems fine. So I think 11 out of the possible 16 marks for the technical side of your writing would be appropriate here, which gives you a total of 21 out of 40 for this paper 2 mock exam, which is a good score at this stage in the course. So well done, keep up the good work. Make sure you do your homework and hand it in for marking. But well done, Connor.